my sleeve. I do believe it's Christmas. It's cold outside, but I'm warm within, 'cause Christmas time is here. Playing in the snow, a merry game they...
What the f*** is shit? Last three houses had VP. What's going on, you ho-ho-hos? Does Santa have a treat for you today? It's been 12 months since I've had to come out here and put up with all of you lot, but I'm back and I'm here to give you some advice. I'm going to talk about the #1 best-selling toy from every single year of the 90s. Now, I remember back in them days, I remember delivering to some of you lot, and you ungrateful little sods ended up throwing them out. Well, guess what? Some of those are actually worth money now, and we're going to work out which ones are. You can keep it up here in the wank bank for next time you go for a thrift. Let's start. 1990. Han Ultra Low Carbs. Santa's looking pretty slim. I've been taking some other stuff that helps me slim down this year, so I don't really need the low carb beer. Anyway, who remembers when Christmas was full of love and joy? Neither do I. $1990, back in the good old days, Santa remembers these things, and they're called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They were an absolute huge hit through the 80s, and still today, they are going solid. However, some of these individual items, if you do find out in the wild and purchase, it's not going to get you much in a bloody pizza, which is fitting. Most of these are only going to go for about 10 bucks, 15, 20 bucks each. There are some rarer ones out there, and there are certain variants that will go for more money. But 1990, according to my list, is what I was giving most of you Christmas morning. How old were you in 1990? Let me know. I probably can't remember you, because Santa doesn't really give a flying about any of you. Oh, that actually went down all right. Tell you what to make Santa's day, Shagger. If you could tell me down in the comments what your guesses were for each year and see if you get it right. Numbnuts has had a crack too. This list is purely done by somebody else, because, you know, this time of year, Santa's quite busy emptying his sack.
Nice.
1991. The Super Nintendo. Is that really a toy? Well, it was the #1 selling thing for Christmas. The Super... Something moved. Super Nintendo was an absolute hit back in the early 90s, and kids absolutely loved the classics like Super Mario World, Donkey Kong, and Zelda. For any of you Zelda lovers, I tried it and it's boring. 1991, absolute killed it with the Super Nintendo. 1992 was a toy that's been breaking hearts and bank accounts since the 1960s, and that is Barbie. Barbie took off in 1992, and unfortunately these days, most 90s Barbie is worth fuck all. Barbie has been around for a very, very long time, and it did just take a recent spike. There's definitely stuff out there worth money, and if you look through some of those empty bins at the op shops, they've got some nude Barbies in there. The best way to have them, to be honest, if you're asking me. Look, you're going to get a couple of bucks from them, but there's not much to write home to Mrs. Claus about. 23, according to this, is the Talk Boy. From the absolute famous Christmas movie Home Alone, the Talk Boy was an absolute hit. Now, I feel like this could be more of an American list. I don't see a lot of Talk Boys getting around. I feel like this would not have been the #1 selling toy. So I'm actually going to do a quick Google there to see what the actual #1 toy was. Then you can look at it so I don't have anyone call me out that I got the wrong information. But Talk Boy was in the Home Alone movie, and these actually still do go off. I have seen some of these back through COVID when poor old Santa was stuck at the North Pole. These were actually going for some okay money. According to this, Power Rangers was 1994.
Who's watching where we're going?
Huh? Not me, I'm not.
Power Rangers is an awesome franchise. I personally love it, and the stuff out there that can get really good money, usually by the bundle. Some of the villains go for like $20, $30, $40 a piece, and some of those flip head Power Rangers, the bigger figures, and that Diary of a Flipper wanker, he has some just currently in his store. I seen him list them today. If you want to go and check him out, just lowball him. He does it to everyone else, so. 1995, I would have been guessing that's when like roughly the Nintendo 64 came in. And I would have assumed that that's what would have popped up on this list. Oh, maybe Street Sharks. Everyone knows Numbnuts loves these Street Sharks. And would have loved every opportunity to get those little buggers in here. But no, according to this list, it's Pogs. Does anyone remember Pogs? They're just literally little cardboard circles. And they are still literally worth the price of cardboard. Not much. But you can bundle them, you can get a bit of cash. It's not something that I'd recommend you spending up on, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, and well, let's be honest, Pogs are pretty cool. I enjoyed Pogs. Whew. Who chose bloody Australia to go to do a bloody video this year? Oh, mate, it's a bit sticky down here. Santa's not impressed. Anyway, 1996. A Little Red Menace, and not Santa Claus. The other Little Red Menace, the Tickle Me Elmo, caused more riots than an alcohol store with no VB in it.
Bug-eyed beasts were put on sale at a local Walmart, and one of the clerks was sent to hospital after being trampled in the frenzy.
Somebody in the crowd yelled, "There's the Elmos," and they rushed us.
Absolutely mental that people love this little loud, annoying thing so much. It reminds me of a child, and Santa doesn't really like children, just gotta pretend because that's me bloody job.
This Montreal woman had an offer of $330. She's holding out for $500. Not bad for a $35 investment.
And times are tough right now, so you gotta do what you can to survive.
Just remember, kids, tickling without consent is not okay.
And it's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
1997. The Tamagotchi. Tamagotchi, these little virtual pets, were perfect for any of these children that couldn't keep a bloody goldfish alive.
I know, baby. It's okay.
Back in simpler times, the Tamagotchi was an absolutely amazing present for these kids, and some of these original Tamagotchis still go for really good money. So definitely keep your eye out for them. There's a lot of modern stuff too, though. They've been reproduced over and over. There's cheap market knockoffs. There's all sorts of different things getting out there. But if they are actually dated and they are original stuff, if they are sealed, even better. But some of these go for literal hundreds. 1998. The little hairy furball named Furby was apparently the top thing that I gave to all you wankers. Furby is this little annoying furball that doesn't shut up, probably similar to Elmo. And I'm sure, once again, you're all aware of who Furby is. But if you do find Furby in op shops, definitely look at dates, because Furby got made back in 2015, and I think they're doing them again now. Very popular toy for kids, old and young, and very collectible for adults that used to have one. Now, I don't mind a bit of fluff, but I prefer when they don't speak continuously and have annoying voices. So, not a big fan of Furby, and I'm glad 1998's over, because putting them under the tree. Santa got caught many a times, especially when you get to the end of the, the trip. Oh, Jesus Christ. I thought something was going to jump out and get me then. I thought it was that thing. Especially when you get to the end of the night, every house you go to, they either leave you milk or a beer. Now, to all them little kiddies leaving me milk, eat a dick. I don't like milk. That's why I spill it on the carpet on purpose. I've got a soft spot for children that give me VB. You get better presents, alright? Reindeer like VB too, so don't put out carrots and shit. Just, how many reindeer I got? 8 of them or something. Give them 8 VBs. Ugh. 1999. It was about to start a new millennium, and there was a craze getting around that absolutely took off. And that was Pokemon. Pokemon went silly, and the Pokemon cards were the #1 selling toy, even though they're cards, but the list gave me toy of 1999. What a year that was. And if you snagged yourself a Charizard and held onto it, you might have yourself a down payment for a house, or you might be able to pay off Santa's bar tab. Either way, some of these can be worth good money in sets. Some of the older stuff is very valuable, especially a few years ago. As we all know, it was booming. Everyone was frothing on. What's that? I've been doing these every year. I've been doing 20 plus years of delivering Pokemon cards. Very experienced in that area. Is this thing on? Well, there you have it, boys and girls. The 90s. Most of the stuff that you probably think's worth money is now not even worth around at the North Pole. However, there's plenty of lovely memories, right? Not for me, PTSD from work. Oh, they were some of the rougher years, the 90s, and I'm glad they're over. But if you've got memories and you're happy with that, or you've got something that's worth money, then bravo. But anyway, Santa's got a lot of stuff to do. These cheapskates only left me one Han Ultra Low Carb beer, which is not our sponsor today. Still trying to get VB to sponsor the channel, apparently. But anyway, be a good boy, be a good girl, and Santa might come and jingle your bells. Fucking hell. Thanks, lads, that's over.